And the Academy Awards hosting gig goes to... Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 people who should host the Oscars.
It's gonna be perfect. I'm going all out and I'm gonna go hard.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at performers who seem like ideal candidates to host the Academy Awards. We're excluding any bears from this list, so sadly, no Paddington.
You promised.
Number 10. Donald Glover. Few modern performers are as versatile as Donald Glover. Not only is he the star and creator of the Emmy-winning Atlanta, but his musical alter ego Childish Gambino has become a Grammy favorite. An Oscar host needs to be prepared for the unpredictable, and Glover put his improvisation skills to the ultimate test when Jamie Foxx suddenly brought him onto the stage to perform This Is America at the 2018 BET Awards.
I really was not expecting to get up here.
Listen, I did it. It's my fault,
really,
but you look great.
Thank you.
I love it.
Pajamas.
Glover himself is also something of a wild card, dressing up as Atlanta character Teddy Perkins at the Emmy Awards. And hey, since he landed the role of Simba, Glover's Oscar hosting gig also wouldn't be complete without a musical tribute to The Lion King. Number 9. Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon.
It's time for... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
The Oscars require a host who can work a room with a live audience, something that Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon both do on a regular basis.
Back down, tissue up, that's the way we wrap it up. Bring it on down, around and round.
These two have each won a pair of Emmy Awards for their appearances on Saturday Night Live. Fallon has hosted the Emmys and the Golden Globes, while Timberlake commenced the 89th Academy Awards with a performance of Can't Stop the Feeling. Fallon and Timberlake share a wonderful on-screen rapport, frequently reuniting on The Tonight Show for musical performances and comedy bits.
I lick your boom boom down. I lick your boom boom down.
You don't lick your boom boom
I lick
down.
your boom boom down.
You don't lick your boom boom down.
So if you invite one to host the Oscars, it only makes sense to invite the other as well. Number 8. Melissa McCarthy. McCarthy has dominated every facet of live entertainment, winning a Primetime Emmy for hosting SNL and killing it during a lip-sync battle on The Tonight Show. Known for her physical comedy and boisterous personality, McCarthy would bring down the house as an Oscar host.
I put out my sexuality through motion. When this starts going, it's all, you'll get it.
Given her tenure as Sean Spicer, she can also bring some welcome political satire to the telecast.
I'd like to begin today by apologizing on behalf of you to me for how you have treated me these last 2 weeks. And that apology is not accepted.
Aside from participating in various award show bits over the years, McCarthy has the Hollywood chops, starring in blockbuster comedies and even stretching her dramatic muscles. Seeing as how she's already been nominated for an Oscar, we're sure the Academy would love to have her back.
You get it?
Number 7. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Charismatic while also being down to earth, Miranda always feels right at home in front of an audience. Between his work on In the Heights and Hamilton, this multi-talented entertainer has picked up 3 Tony Awards. He's also participated in some of the most rousing Tony performances of the past few years. While his musical gifts are rooted in Broadway, Miranda recently made the leap to Hollywood.
That's why I live and breathe.
In addition to getting in front of the camera with a Golden Globe-nominated performance in Mary Poppins Returns, he scored his first Oscar nomination for scribing How Far I'll Go from Moana. Miranda's just an Oscar away from EGOTing, and hosting the show should be on his bucket list too.
I'm gonna go for broke and do it all tonight. Take a swing, pass the baton, give me the ball tonight. I got a Tony and an Emmy and a Grammy, yo. But what I really want's a famous person cameo.
Number 6. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Tina and Amy are easily among the most requested Oscar hosts. Outside of co-anchoring Weekend Update, this comedic pair killed it as Golden Globe hosts for 3 years in a row.
That's what makes tonight so special. Only at the Golden Globes do the beautiful people of film rub shoulders with the rat-faced people of television.
With most award shows, the host is typically criticized for either being too savage or too safe. Fey and Poehler never fail to find the perfect balance, however.
Gravity is nominated for Best Film. It's the story of how George Clooney would rather float away into space and die than spend one more minute with a woman his own age.
Their monologues are generally lighthearted enough to appease everyone, but they aren't afraid to spice things up with edgy humor that'll shock the audience and break the internet.
I haven't really been following the controversy over Zero Dark 30, but when it comes to torture, I trust the lady who spent 3 years married to James Cameron.
Although the duo claims to be done with the Golden Globes, we can only hope that they'll one day bring their talents to the Oscars. Number 5, Nick Kroll and John Mulaney.
This is the only award show that is a matinee.
Yes, but it's cool in Indy, so it's a matinee McConaughey.
And Johnny, you know what he says? All right, okay, oh sure.
Kroll and Mulaney are another package deal, most notably creating the elderly duo of George St. Geegland and Gil Faison.
He doesn't know right from wrong. I should have said that in the pre-interview.
And I'm an unlicensed doula.
In December 2018, it was announced on the Oh Hello Show's Twitter account that Kroll and Mulaney had been asked to host the Oscars, and that they'd accepted. Although this post was later revealed to be a hoax, the Academy should seriously consider these two jokers as headliners. They've previously proven their ability to carry an award show, hilariously hosting the Independent Spirit Awards 2 years in a row.
Independent Spirit sounds like the way you would compliment someone who's kind of hard to compliment. You know, you're like, she's got a really independent spirit.
The idea of them hosting the Oscars was praised as a stroke of genius by Chris Pratt, and he's not the only one who thinks so. Number 4, Billy Eichner. While not as well known as some of the other names on this list, chances are you've seen this dynamically eccentric comedian on TV or online. Maybe he even ran up to you on the street to yell at you about pop culture.
Sir, it's Deborah Messing, you gay! What?
We can all agree that Eichner's sassy delivery and willingness to ask brutal questions is a recipe for comedy gold. Whereas most award show hosts try to be unbiased, Eichner is famous for being critical and opinionated, exactly why he would be such a fun fit for the Oscars.
Miss, would you trust your children with Catherine McPhee?
Yes.
No, God, no.
We could totally see Billy throwing a fit about all the movies that were snubbed, and fanboying in the presence of Meryl Streep. Number 3, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Kevin Hart stepped down as the 2019 Academy Awards host in the midst of controversy, but he's not the only Jumanji star qualified for the job.
Smoldering intensity.
What the hell are you doing?
The Rock would not feel out of place at the Oscars, seeing as how he previously co-hosted the 2016 MTV Movie Awards with Hart.
We love Kevin Hart movies. I mean, some of our favorite was the Big Short.
Wait, what? No, that's not me.
The Hip Hop Hobbit. That was good.
Wait, that's not my movie.
That
AJ.
Oompa Loompa movie you did. That was real good too.
I didn't do Oompa Loompa. What the?
He's also captivated crowds as a host on SNL and innumerable WWE events. Since the Academy is constantly being pushed to appeal to a wider demographic, why not enlist one of the world's biggest box office stars? Plus, if Johnson ever actually runs for President of the United States, there isn't a better platform to announce his candidacy than on the Oscar stage, right?
I want to put this to rest and just say once and for all, I'm in. Starting tonight, I am running for the President of the United States.
Number 2, Tiffany Haddish. Considered by many to be 2017's breakthrough star, Haddish stole the show in Girls Trip.
I got drugs in my booty.
You know what? That can cause a lot of infection.
Girl, you can't get no infection in your booty hole. It's a booty hole.
Since then, she's taken on hosting duties at the 2018 MTV Movie and TV Awards and SNL, and the latter won her a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series. Haddish announced the 2018 Oscar nominations with Andy Serkis, and even presented a couple of awards that year alongside Maya Rudolph, cracking up audiences on both occasions. Naturally, asking Haddish to host the Oscars is the next logical step. Just don't ask her to make a ton of costume changes, because Haddish wants to get as much use out of her Alexander McQueen dress as possible.
This dress costs way more than my mortgage. This is an Alexander McQueen, okay? It's a $4,000 dress. I'm gonna wear this dress multiple times.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
This is my 3rd year in a row hosting the WGA Awards. Thank you. Just 97 more and I get syndication, folks.
When I was young, long story short, I got shot out of a cannon. But I didn't go very far. I went about 4 feet.
but I landed wrong. I got carpal tunnel in both my legs.
Instead, you have ended up with us, a gay woman and a Pakistani man. Or as Hollywood thinks of us, a straight woman and her IT guy.
Number 1. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. Ever since Key and Peele wrapped up, we've been eager to see these two comedy giants collaborate again in a big way. We can't think of a better place for them to stage a reunion than at the Academy Awards. Throughout their incredibly funny and incredibly successful sketch comedy series, Key and Peele parodied numerous film genres, from horror to musical to action.
Let me just recap right now. It's Brainy Gremlin, Spider Gremlin, Back Gremlin, Lady Gremlin, Googly Eye Gremlin, Electricity Gremlin, Hulk Hogan's gonna be in the picture. I'm gonna throw in a gremlin myself. Vegetable Gremlin.
As Oscar hosts, they could do something similar with all the nominated films. And of all the people on this list, Peele stands out as the one who's actually won an Oscar for Get Out.
Get out.
Sorry, man.
Okay. Get out! Yo! Yo, shoot it. Get out! Shoot!
Make it happen, Academy. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.